Now this is a story about a unique discovery on the peaks of Otter in Bedford, Virginia, written by my best friend Sherry. It's called The Mountains of Mystery. Alright, we're going to start with this picture right here of the Shop Top Mountain. And if you look right here, this is where we're going to begin with this story. This is the knight holding a sword, King Arthur holding Excalibur. And then we're going to do this face here, which is a woman's face. And then we're going to do a face up here. Actually, it's a woman we call Mother that just gave birth to a child, which is connected to this woman's face over here. Okay, and the faces are going to reverse themselves because I used a photograph that changes. For some reason it changes if you go through a telescope with a camera. It changes the direction of the face, so everything's going to reverse itself, but that's not anything to be concerned about. So let us begin with the story. What does Virginia Peru and the peaks of Otter in Bedford County, Virginia have in common? Two men named Daniel and a strange mystery. Virginia is a beautiful but desolate plateau situated high in the Andes Mountains. Human bones, stone tools, and earthenware found there tell a story of people visiting the area for thousands of years. Why was this particular spot so important to them? Even in modern times, it is not the easiest place to reach. You can go for a very long, hot hike or ride a donkey or a horse. You can carry all your supplies unless you hire an outfitter to do it for you. Unlike the peaks, there are no shady paths or fast buses to take you to the top, and there is no cozy lodge or welcoming restaurant within easy reach. Yet, amazingly, many people come from all over the world to visit Virginia, bringing a welcoming economic boost to the local area. A remarkable enigma pulls them there. In 1952, Daniel Russo of Peru discovered stone figures on the deserted plateau. They seem to exemplify humans and a large assortment of animals. There is a lot to see, and a few examples are a head with multiple faces. This is the knight, by the way. You can see his goatee, his mustache over his upper lip. There's his nose, eye area. There's his forehead, head. There's his helmet and his face shield. This face shield, believe it or not, is 22 feet long. He's 3 stories tall from here to here. And there's the top of the sword. Okay, you're going to see that on the next picture. The faces seem to represent races from around the world. Egyptian hippopotamus, camel, lizards, turtle, figure looking at the sky, a horse, and a rider. Since its discovery, Virginia has been studied by archaeologists, geologists, and many more. Some researchers maintain these forms were hand-carved into the hard stone by a very advanced, incredibly ancient civilization. One that could even be tens of thousands of years old. A long lost and forgotten culture that had vanished. Now here is the lady that we talked about that's on top of the mountain. If you look closely, there's her chin, which is actually about 18 feet tall. There's a nose area. There is her nostril, tip of her nose, forehead. See how smooth it is on her forehead? Then it starts to get rough because that's where her hair is. There's a hair through here and there's her hair that goes around here, and there's a hairband that's going through her hair. Okay, she's about 50 feet long. If you look closely, there's a crown that she's wearing. We'll call her Lady Liberty, or Queen Guinevere. And then there's another face. There's its nose, a mouth, chin, and a cup turned upside down. You're going to see this later. This is actually the foot of Mother that's almost 100 feet long. Okay, back to the story. On the other side of the coin, there are researchers who feel that this was done by nature. Eons of sun, rain, heat, cold, sand, and wind created what is there. They believe people may be matrixing. That is, people are seeing familiar forms in the stone like they would see shapes and faces in the clouds. Okay. No doubt the debate will continue over who or what created these amazing images, but if perchance a comparable site is found, perhaps it will sway more researchers to the ancient civilization side. Actually, such a site has been found. Daniel Pillsbury of Bedford, Virginia, made this discovery almost 40 years after Daniel Russo found Makowski, and it is at the Peaks of Otter in Bedford, Virginia. Now this face right here, if you look closely, you can see the face with an eye area. Remember, these faces are very old, and these are from the oldest mountains in the world. Okay, there's his head. This is what could be a hairband going through his hair or his hairline. That's his nose, and there's his mouth area, and now there's his chin. Quite large. This is about 18 feet long, and later on you're going to see the 100-foot long figure of a woman we call Mother, and this is the head of the child right here. This is one of the smaller mimetoliths or stone carvings on top of the Peaks of Otter. Sharp Top Mountain, Flat Top Mountain, and Hockening Hill make up the peaks. The summits of all three mountains are exactly 2 miles apart and form a perfect triangle. In the center lies Abbott Lake. When the lake was constructed, old campsites, arrowheads, and pottery was found. This region is one of Mother Nature's finest gifts, and the evidence shows people have been using it for a very long time. The peaks are easily reached from the Blue Ridge Parkway and also Route 43 from the town of Bedford. Since the lodge is reopening, there is lodging, excellent food. There's even a bar up there, and there's a bus to take people close to the top of Sharp Top. You can take a bus all the way to the top of the mountain, almost to where these faces are. It is well worth the small cost of a bus ticket, and even more so now because of this discovery. Right there is the face of, actually this is the chin, let's go back to that. There's a chin, there's a nostril, and there's a nose, and that's the nose bridge. You can see this if you get close to her on the top of the mountain. It turns out that Sharp Top may have more figures on its lofty mass than all the rest of the United States combined. In the strong aged granite, there are sculptures of animals and people from around the world and throughout history. Some amazing figures reach close to 8 stories tall. More than 40 awe-inspiring forms have been found on Sharp Top alone. Now this face here Okay, I call this guy Abraham Lincoln. This is an x-ray of one of the faces you're going to see a little later. There's his head. That's his nose, mouth area, and there's his goatee beard. Okay, Abraham Lincoln, that's what I call this guy. He looks a lot like him. Alright, and that's the area of farm fields that is in Bedford County, right through here. Okay. A few examples that we have here are Egyptian hippopotamus, bull mastiff, Egyptian cat, lizards, turtles, a knight holding a sword, a lady with a crown, a ram, a manatee, and an Easter Island man. A producer that worked with the History Channel was shown some of these forms, and he told Daniel that the figures he found are much better and 10 times more distinct than the ones in Makowski. Okay, now we're going to go to what I showed you at the very beginning, the top of the mountain. Okay, this is the form of Mother. There's a head, nose, mouth, chin. That's her arm or hand resting over her chest. This is her breast, stomach. That's a knee area, leg, foot. Now if you remember, this face right here was that 18-foot long face looking to the sky that had the woman on it. Quite large. Quite large. The mystery isn't just that these figures are on the mountains in the first place, but that some of the designs in Bedford actually match ones thousands of miles away in Makowski, Peru. The odds of the same stone sculptures being created by nature are astronomical, for sure. Okay, here's another face. This is Abraham Lincoln again, but it looks like he's younger. And you can see the sky. And here's the face. There's a nose, mouth. And if you look closely, there's a person's head right there. This is an upcoming actor from Forest, Virginia, and I gave him $5 to sit inside the mouth. Okay? Does this mean that an ancient group of people from Peru moved to Virginia or vice versa? Perhaps they were of the same tribe and lived in different parts of the world. And one site older than the other? Or were they created at the same time, and factors such as weather makes one look older than the other? Was the lost tribe of Peru responsible for the figures at the peaks? These are questions that have yet to be answered. Daniel has made it his mission to find, record, and copyright as many sculptures that he could. He has spent over 10 years and over $33,000 of his own money to do so. It is a passion of his. This right here is a lion. Well, now we call it the baboon because it looks more like a baboon, but some people think it's a lion. But if you look closely at the baboon, this is its head, eye area, nose bridge. Look how straight that nose bridge is. Okay, that's his whiskers. If you look closely right here, you're going to see some teeth. There, right here. Teeth inside there and right there. You can actually get inside its mouth. That's how big this stone face is. Right on the peaks of Otter in Bedford, Virginia. And most of his time is spent between doing research and walking on the mountain and doing tree work to help pay for the bills. Flat Top and Hockening Hill haven't even been fully explored yet due to time constraints. The enthusiasm he projects about the project is contagious. A few friends have helped him over the years, and his best friend has assisted him since the day they met over 4 years ago. 5 years ago now. He hopes to work with the National Park Service in doing GPS locations, maps, information boards, etc. Also, he hopes to work with Delaware North in a fantastic win-win situation. Daniel knows that the discovery will be a huge economic boost for Bedford and the surrounding areas. When this gets out, people from all over the world will want to see these figures. The restaurants, motel, and the campgrounds will be full most of the year. The lodge will stay open and be booked for years, as one bus will not be enough. In this day and age, it is great to know that there are mysteries yet to be explained. What is even better is to find one in your own backyard. Don't forget to bring good shoes, snacks, and plenty of water if you come to see these figures. You can either hike up the mountain or you can take the bus. This face right here, you can see that now the mouth is more open than the last face that you saw of Abraham Lincoln. This is his head area, nose of course, his mouth is wide open. What is he trying to say? What would he love to say to the world now? Now here's one more face of Abraham Lincoln that you just saw. Now his mouth is more closed, but he looks happy. This is his nose, head area, and there's the farm fields of Bedford. Now if you go to Mountains of Mystery 1 through 80, you can see more of these faces. These are all on YouTube. That is my gift to humanity. Thank you. Have fun.